No, wait, really? It's pretty interesting, isn't it? Oh, and food. Farming and agriculture are just booming back in my country. Eh. Huh? That's incredible! I know, right?
Starry-eyed, starry-eyed, starry-eyed.
Just amazing, really! Exactly! Ah, your homeland seems like such a fun place. I'm so envious. You're from such a wonderful place. Why would you want to leave just to travel? Oh, well... oh, did I say something I shouldn't have?
Yeah, you probably should. Let's just say we have some things to deal with. To put it another way, we're not so much traveling as we are making our way back home. We didn't intend for this to happen.
Oh, I'm sorry for bringing that all up. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
God, this music sounds awesome.
I've never been to San Ajrizta myself, but from what I hear, the continent's pretty far away, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's on the complete opposite side of the planet. There isn't a place farther than that. Curses. It's the age of exploration right now. While it may sound like the perfect time to adventure, the truth is that all the other nations are busy trying to protect and expand their own territories. It's utter chaos. Honestly, we need to get back home as soon as we can, but we're in a bind. We're absolutely novices at traveling, so we don't even know how long the journey will take.
Does that mean that I've done nothing but get in your way as I was dragging you all over town?
Well, if you want to put it that way.
Not at all! No way!
There's nothing to be concerned about at all, Rune. We're only able to gather this much in supplies with the amount of money we had thanks to Rune, after all.
She's right. We're really grateful to you, Rune, so hold your head up high, okay? Okay. Well, thanks very much for everything today. No, the gratitude's all ours. Thanks so much for helping us out today, Rune.
I changed Selphine's voice like every video. How do I do a normal voice? It's... I share her sentiments. You have my gratitude, Rune.
Oh, I know. Hey, Rune.
I think that was closer to what I normally do.
What is it? Hey, the cereal.
Huh?
Okay, you do this.
Selphine sticks out her hand with her thumb and pinky spread out, while the other three fingers are kept together. So, thumb and pinky. That hurts. Like this. Rune mimics Selphine's gesture, and they do a Rückenseite style handshake. So, oh god, that's hurts.
Good job, Rune. Oh, what was that?
The cereal! Oh, the cereal. It's a greeting we say in our country's native language. It means, luck be with you.
I'm telling ya, with every encounter, luck is part of the beginning and of the end. It's one of the traditional sayings we have from our country. Whenever you greet or say goodbye to someone, you tell them, "Bill cereal." Selfie, wah, cries, tears. This has been the best, funnest day I've had in my entire life.
Most fun, Rune. Most fun.
Your kindness brings me to tears.
Oh, don't exaggerate.
Donna, Bill cereal to you too.
Yeah, the cereal. I shake her hand.
Hehe.
She sure cries easily. Well, the sun's totally set now. We can walk you back.
Yeah.
Did she just say yeah?
Yeah. It's alright, I'm fine. No need to worry about me. I don't think anyone in the city would even think of doing stuff to me, like kidnapping or whatever. Anyway, moving on.
Yes?
Will you two be leaving town by tomorrow?
That's the plan. Tomorrow morning.
Is that so? Why do you ask? What about evening? No, noon. Could you please wait for me until noon?
It's a trap.
Hey, Ertona, you still awake?
I am.
What do we do tomorrow?
Do you mean about Rune?
There's something I'd like to give you.
I don't think she has any hidden intentions. I've kept an eye on her behavior all day today, and she seems to generally be doing this out of kindness.
Of course she is. Ertona, you've always been so suspicious of everyone.
I'm your royal guard. That's literally my job.
I know, we've been together for so long, right? I wonder what she wants to give us, though.
Well, shall we extend our stay to just noontime tomorrow, then?
Of course.
I sort of slipped into Rune's voice for Selphine.
Of course, we managed to make a friend.
Who knows when the next time we'll meet will be? I can understand what you're feeling exactly. She certainly had her peculiarities, but I've grown rather fond of Rune as well.
Who wouldn't? Even though we need to get back to Rookenside as soon as we can, I figure another few hours wouldn't hurt.
There's another reason why we need to leave this place as soon as we can, however. This place, the Outer Pole, is called that because it's beyond the reach of the mana streams emanating from the 4 mana poles.
Yeah, I know that much, and because there's so little mana, that settlement costs so much, right?
Indeed. By the way, how are you feeling right now?
Huh? Well, I guess I'm pretty tired. We did do quite a lot of walking and all.
That's not what I meant. It's true that we've expended quite a lot of our stamina. However, the exhaustion you're feeling stems primarily from the lack of mana.
What?
Our bodies are not accustomed to a land with this little mana. It's akin to a place that doesn't have enough oxygen.
Is that dangerous?
It would be quite toxic on your body, but it's nothing life-threatening. Even though we need to get back to Rookenside as soon as we can, I figure another few hours wouldn't hurt.
Is acclimatizing a bad thing?
Don't you think it's rather strange? Apart from special areas like these, mana is present all throughout the planet. The mana present in that area is so lacking that it's obstructing your way of life, then you can just move elsewhere. So why don't the people of the Outer Pole do the same?
Oh.
The reason is simple. Even if they want to, they can't leave.
Why not?
Being raised on land rich with mana, staying for a short while in a place that's much less of it isn't too difficult. Our bodies will eventually get used to the small amount of mana, and we can continue with our lives as normal. However, the opposite of that is not possible.
Why not?
A person's mana system develops in the first 6 to 9 months of their life based on the concentration of mana of their surroundings. This process determines their internal absolute limit for storing mana. And for the rest of that person's life, their body will continue taking mana from the atmosphere using that absolute limit as something of a benchmark. However, in the case of people who are born and raised in the Outer Pole, this limit is as good as 0. Their bodies have become unable to metabolize mana. If someone like that were to go to a place with an incredibly high concentration of mana, there's a phenomenon where the mana present in the air forces itself into the body. Seeing as this mana cannot be metabolized by the body, do you know what it is to the body? So it creates a vacuum effect, pretty much, okay?
It's poison.
Yes, in other words, mana shock occurs.
Oh no, but maybe they could just get slowly used to more and more mana.
Even if they weaken their mana consumption rate, it's said that it's something that can't be trained up. The fact that there are no people leaving the Outer Pole is proof of this. For those who have grown up with mana, there's no resource more valuable. But for those who have no connection to it, there isn't a thing more dangerous. It's similar to taking a fish that can only live in fresh water and suddenly tossing it into salt water. And that's the other reason as to why we need to leave as soon as possible. It's only based on what I've heard, but our bodies can only last for 5 days. We absolutely cannot spend any longer than that in the Outer Pole. If we don't take care, then we may be forever confined to this place. And you guys just spent you're on the other side of the fucking planet, and you spent a whole day? Jeez Louise. Knowing all this, do you still intend to wait till noon tomorrow?
I'll wait.
Very well then.
Once we got back to Rookenside, I was going to send Rune an invitation. Ask her to come over and visit us. But with mana shock and all, that's not possible, is it?
No, it's not.
Then that means our meeting tomorrow with her is our last. We've only known each other for a really short time, but that doesn't change the fact that Rune is my friend. Because if I can't even treasure my friends, then being able to treasure people in my country would be impossible for me. Sorry, Retona, I know that I'm being selfish and that I'm dragging you along into more danger.
Nonsense, milady. Your will is mine.
Really? I'm so sorry.
Don't be. I think your sentiment is truly admirable. Please, trust your discernment. I will stand by your decision no matter what. Aww. Achievements! Rude Awakening.
She's late.
It's 12:20.
Let's wait a little longer, just a little longer, and she still doesn't come.
Are you two self-fiend and Retona? We turn around to find a tall man standing behind us. Chapter 3. Discrepancies. My full attention focuses straight on his eyes. They're very deep blue and much smaller than our eyes for some reason. Like, seriously, all the female eyes in this game are 4 times the size of guy eyes. Look at that. Just take a moment and compare the size of their eyes real quick. Okay. They were sharp, almost combative, and weren't the kind to just let anyone get close to him. Maybe he was born with them. Maybe he's Maybelline. Just what kind of life would one have to live? One have lived to get such a sad gaze like that?
And you are?
My name is Rudo Zavitz, COO of the Zavitz Company. No, I suppose that title means nothing to the likes of you two. Long story short, I'm Sarah's owner.
Sarah? Owner of Sarah? That's some kind of store?
That's the thing that was accompanying you the night before.
Last night? Do you mean the girl we were with yesterday? Rune?
What? Upon hearing the name, his face stiffens up. Calling itself Rune now, is that right?
Huh? Yeah, she was.
Rudo lets out an exasperated sigh. Let's get one thing straight. I don't know what lies that thing has told you, but what you spent the entirety of yesterday with is, without doubt, Sarah.
Could you please stop addressing Rune as if she were a thing?
What's wrong with referring to an object as an object? Why, you... I glared at him with the intent to intimidate. Just what do you want with us? Oh, is that so? Rudo seems to have come to a conclusion of sorts, and he silently approaches me straight on. As we stand right across each other, the difference in height becomes glaringly obvious. I only just barely come up to his chin. That's perfect. You can headbutt him there. I instinctively got myself in a defensive stance, and then... Your eyes are absolutely exquisite. Yeah, twice the size of yours. Time stops. My body is frozen still. I break out in cold sweat all over my body. Their lush brilliance, the deep colors of your irises, such splendid eyes, as if they're radiating a fake glow of light, almost like mana. There's nothing more than cringe-worthy cliché lines, one after the other. Or should have, had the gaze in his eyes staring straight at me not been swirling full of hatred and anger. Eeh.
Tonya...
I see. I heard you were travelers, but for you to have been outsiders...
Excuse me. What do you want from us?
So be it. Rudo distances himself again from us. Just who is that man? There has to be a limit to how far you can take xenophobia.
Tona, are you okay?
I'm fine. That just caught me by surprise, that's all. Back to the topic at hand. Why on earth did you tell Sarah? I can't imagine what could inspire her to take such unexplainable actions.
At this moment here, I'm telling you the girl we were with yesterday was Rune. If you're going to keep insisting she's Sarah, then we'd like to see some proof.
Unfortunately, I don't have the time to explain everything just for you. Let's put it this way. I'm just her overseer. Your Rune's overseer. You haven't been making sense at all this entire time. This morning we found Sarah leaving my company's mines with sediment on its person. What? Mine? We're currently excavating it. Sarah must have thought we wouldn't notice it taking some Class 4 sediment. Stealing from the mines just to give it to people like you. Outsiders. What is it thinking, I swear? Excavating.
Well, it's just that the work I do is a little special. It's a pretty unique way of making a living in this place. Ooh, flashback.
Don't tell me. No way. Rune is a mana mine worker? Just how slow do you have to be? Look, Rune does not exist. Okay, look, whoever we were with yesterday, Sarah, was it? Is she a laborer in the mana mine? She is, and what of it? This is outrage. Are you insane? Well, get a mana mine with that frail, dainty body. She couldn't possibly be doing this work of her own will. Own will? There is no such thing. I give it orders and carries them out. That's all there is to it.
Do you mean to say she's a slave? What? Are you treating her as a slave? Does this country still practice slavery?
This is just too much. You say you made friends with Sarah, but for it not to have told you something so important. Considering your friend, you ought to be exasperated.
Please answer me. Is Rune a slave under your possession?
Selphine, that's a preposterous question. You know, it'll be very simple. Just say she's a fucking golem. Oh, that's obviously what she is. Just say that, and this entire conversation can be ended. You don't need to educate anyone. Okay. My time isn't worth having to educate people who've completely misconstrued this entire situation, like you from the very beginning. I have little to gain once you do understand.
So you go out of your way to meet us, but you won't tell us anything?
Now, no need to look so disappointed. I came here to pay you back for your time. As he speaks to us, he takes out a finely shaped sediment from his pocket. Sediment is clear as glass without a single impurity. Class 1 sediment. Impressive. Considering how much sediment costs in the outer pole, one has to wonder just how much this would cost. You two want some sediment, am I right? Here, I kept you waiting, so take this.
No, thank you. Rather than that, we'd like to hear a full story behind all this.
That's too much trouble, so I'll just skip to the end. Rune is not a slave, the two aren't even remotely comparable. To make things clear and simple, it broke company's rules, and we have taken the best steps possible to make sure that this doesn't happen again. If you want any more information beyond that, then conduct your own investigation. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Just say she's an automaton.
Oh, wait. What? What will happen to Rune? Sarah. And why do you concern yourselves with that?
Because she's our friend.
Sophie immediately responds in a loud voice, her patience seeming to have run dry.
Rune stole some sediment. That's the issue here, right? Then I'll just pay you back for it. So don't do anything to Rune.
And here I was wondering what you had to say. You do realize this entire incident happened because you don't have the money to actually pay for sediment, right?
Well, that may be the case for us right now, but once we return home...
You're telling me to trust someone who I've only just met? This isn't something you can solve with just your emotions. Earl once again begins to walk away. Wait. I'm a mana crafter. If you can give me an empty sediment, I can fill with purified mana. With the stones the size you're holding, I can easily top up 10, even 20 of them. Well, how about that? But we still have a problem. You're a rather desperate girl, especially for you to make such remarks in a public place like this. Here I thought you had your head on straight. Suppose I overestimated you. Oh, come on. Purified mana from a human. That's an extremely valuable resource in these parts, right? I'd say it's quite a good deal. Good grief. How utterly naive. Look, let me share some insight with you. When it comes to crime and punishment, the system does not exist simply to fix the crime. It must be a system that can reform the behavior and psyche of whoever committed the crime. Apologies and reparations are just a byproduct. A formality, in other words. Nothing more.
Isn't there anything at all we can do?
Nothing. The fact that I, the victim of this matter, haven't demanded anything from you means that the matter has already been resolved. Take the hint. I simply came here so I could hear your side of things, but it doesn't look like there's any point in that. But, more importantly, both of you had better not forget about Mana Shock. Idle around here long enough, and you won't be able to leave the outer pole. Especially you with the red eyes. Based on the glow in your eyes, I'd say you have 3 days left. Excuse me? Talking about the Mana Shock. You're from the outside, right? There's no way you don't know about it. You find out that much just by looking in someone's eyes? Who is this man? Leave. That is the best course of action for you right now. Well, if you want to end up being unable to leave the outer pole for the rest of your life, then that's a different story. Rudo finally parts from us, leaving behind that final, sardonic remark.
What do you think, Cortona? Cortona?
I don't know. Sophie continues to stare in the direction that Rudo left, her face showing her refusal to accept the outcome. It's natural. Even I can't accept this, no period.
So Rune is a slave?
I'm not sure. Rudo's explanation was extremely vague, as if he was intentionally speaking in circles to obscure something, like the fact that she's a golem, perhaps.
Cortona.
Yes.
I was wondering what my father would have done if he were in our place, but I'm struggling to find an answer. Slavery, I've only ever heard about it in stories.
If King Valar were here... I get choices in this game? What? What? I'm like 5 hours into this game. I'm the type of person to save at every choice, so take that. Okay, I guess intervene, because I'm a good person like that. I'm sure he would intervene one way or another, perhaps now or at a later opportunity.
Yes, you're right.
Rune, or Sarah, was it? Her safety is certainly a concern, but more importantly, he will find out whether or not slavery is still being practiced here.
Probe and investigate.
That is one of King Valar's favorite phrases. While other countries often took issues straight to the battlefield, Rugenzyde has always prioritized conducting a thorough investigation first to determine the proper course of action. On their culture, their character as a nation, their values, the maintenance of the path down, taking all of it into consideration to find true justice. However, if slavery really was being practiced here, then that simply isn't an issue of differing cultural values. In this world, there are things that are absolutely evil, and I believe it is part of Rugenzyde's duty as a representative of the Alliance to stamp out these evil. There's no justice in allowing the exploitation of people for the selfish desires of others. Yes, violence is certainly out of the question, but it can get a little rough. In this day and age, lines between good and evil are blurred. That's why as people who can extend a hand to others, we must take more aggressive action. Even if we can't affect any change this instant, we must at least take action. At the very least, I'd like to confirm Rune's safety. Sophine's clouded, dissatisfied expression brightened considerably, but
still, I don't think I can come to a decision.
Her expression once again clouds up. Mana Shock, right.
Yeah, this isn't something for me to decide on my own.
However, there's no need to worry about anything. I've already come to a decision on my own. Let's set a time limit.
What?
That man, Rudo, he told us 3 days, but I feel that's kind of too close. Let's pin it at 2 days. You're on the other side of the planet! I don't know how wide the mana zone or whatever is, but saying that you can make it in 1 day seems pretty ambitious, I feel. No matter what the outcome, we leave the outer pole at the day after tomorrow. Until then, we do our best to help. Is that alright with you?
Yeah.
Well then, your orders.
Cortona.
Yes.
Let's help Rune out.
It shall be done, milady.